My wife and I were doing some garden work in our backyard, and my wife pulled out this small tree stump. She kept pulling and pulling until she realized that this small tree stump contained a large amount of roots. It amazed her how something so small held all this leverage of roots. She examined it and she showed this to me in awe. I was amazed at this as well, because I never seen nothing like this until that day. As I looked at this root, I began to think about how this correlates in real life. This root really touched my heart in a very spiritual way and mental way as well. Everything that grows from the ground starts out as a seed. Some seeds are planted by gardeners, or they were seeds that fell from a tree or flower that started developing in the dirt or soil by itself. Once that seed began to grow, they develop into roots. The roots anchors the plant, penetrates in soil and absorb water and minerals, and it also stores food and water to that plant. The roots keep the plants alive and making sure they stay vibrant. If these roots are plucked out or destroyed in any kind of fashion or way, that plant will die because it has nothing to keep it alive. Another beautiful thing about these roots is that you can't even see them unless you pluck them out from the ground. The roots hide deep underground in the dirt while working 24/7 to keep its plant standing strong. In real life, we deal with a lot of issues, flaws, and past situations that we wish could go away. Majority of the time, we keep our issues and pain hidden away and kept in secret so it won't get exposed to the world. We have past trauma and past situations that hasn't been forgiven yet. We have obstacles that we still have problems moving forward with. Whatever that may have happened to you in the past, it was a seed that was planted in your mind, your heart, and your spirit. Each day that goes by, your seed begins to develop into a root, and it gets bigger, bigger, and bigger each day. Once that root anchors itself, your plant will sprout up into its full potential. What I mean by plants, I am referring it to your past trauma, your past pain, and situations that we face on a daily basis. In order to move forward, we have to figure out what was the root cause of this plant growing. We may need to go all the way back in time to figure out what caused this root to form in this position. Once you figure this out, you will need to pluck it out. Plucking it out will consist of forgiveness. And once you forgive, that weight won't be heavy on your shoulders anymore. A few years ago, I talked to a certain individual that I love dearly. Some things had happened in the past that hindered me. It took me 9 years to understand the situation, and this issue caused me to act out a certain way, perform poorly in school, and not care about life at one point. But 9 years later, I figured out what the root cause was. When I talked to this individual, we forgave each other and got a full understanding. On that day, we both plucked out our roots out the ground together. After our conversation, we both felt free from this past pain and trauma, and we were able to move forward together. On our road to greatness, we will need to have a clear mind, a clear path as much as possible, so that way we can have a clear path to our destination. We need to get rid of the roots that's anchored in our past, so we can continue to move forward as much as possible. Any burden you have, just lay it at God's hands and feet, and He will give you rest and peace. If you do not have the strength to forgive, just ask God to help you get that mindset and the strength to do so. On our road to greatness, our road won't always be a smooth ride. It will get bumpy at times. But as long as you keep your eyes on the prize that's ahead, you will always have the motivation to take every step along the way to move forward and make progress. Don't let your past mistakes and situations define who you are. We're not perfect, but we are worth it, and we have a purpose to live for. So never quit, never give up, and never let your roots that's anchored in your past stop you from moving forward on your journey. So let's go.